What's up everyone, and welcome to another episode of Kelvin's Garage. Today we have a very special episode for you. We are going to change out the blower motor on the 2006 Honda Civic. So we are now pushing over 250,000 miles on the 2006 Honda Civic. Actually, we're at 260K, and we are pushing new boundaries on the lifetime and reliability of the Honda Civic. So what does that mean? Well, things are going to start falling apart. One of the things that starts falling apart that you use every day when you drive your car is the blower motor, all right? So when you turn on the AC, when you turn on the fan, you get that nice airflow. Now, over time, that motor can actually wear out. It can either stop running or it can make a funny noise. So in our case, when you turn on the fan, all right, you get this funny sounding ticking noise, all right? Ticking noise. So let me turn on full blast and hopefully you guys can hear that. But I'm gonna get close to the blower motor area. You hear that clicking noise? Because that is the blower motor going bad. Fortunately for us, it's a pretty easy job, so let's begin. All you really need is a flathead screwdriver. Okay, get one which has a little bit width to it, not too narrow. Okay, and if you want to, I'm gonna show you later, I'm gonna take off the glove box, but basically all you need is an 8mm socket, okay? And of course you need the blower motor. Okay, and the blower motor I have here is the TYC aftermarket 700194 Honda Civic blower assembly 06 to 09, okay? And the reason why I got this one is because TYC is a fairly reputable brand for aftermarket parts, all right? And here's the blower motor, check it out. Okay, it comes with the blower motor, comes with the blower, the fan thing that goes on the end of the motor. Okay, the whole assembly here. Basically, you don't need to do anything. All you need to do is pull the old one out and snap the new one in. Okay, and this one I got on Amazon. I'll share the link with you below for $42.78. All right, friends, so the first thing we want to do is we want to take off this lower panel here. Okay, it's just clipped into place, okay, so it's really easy to pull out. All right, so basically there's like about a clip right here, one right here, one right here. Okay, and all we need to do is just stick your hand where this gap is here, right here. Okay, you see this gap? Just pull, okay? Just pull towards you. That's it. See, it comes right out, okay? Comes right out. Now, this little grommet here, okay, may have popped out. That's okay, we can just put this right back in. Just goes like that, okay? And we're gonna put this whole piece aside and save it for later. But if you take a look at the inside, you see we've got one clip here, one clip here, one clip here, another one down here, and then these two grommet thingies that'll go in the holes back here. There's a place where it will sit. Okay, hold it in place right here and right here. So we'll get back to this later, set it aside. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do, and this isn't absolutely necessary, I'm going to remove the glove box, okay? And that's because, you know, we can take a look at the inside of the blower assembly, the housing, and also we can, you know, inspect it for any kind of debris or anything like that. And it just makes the job just a little bit easier to do. But again, this is not necessary, all right? But if you take a look here, okay, here's the glove box, okay? And if you go way under, right about here, okay, that's an 8mm right here, okay, 8mm right here. If you go to the other side, same thing, right here, okay, right here, under here, okay. If you feel around for it, you should be able to see it. Okay, so we're gonna take out that 8mm screw right here. Very, very straightforward. Okay, right here, okay. Let's take out that one, okay. That one should be loosened fairly easily, without much effort. Okay, and now we're gonna move to the other side over here and get that one, okay, just right here. And just unscrew that one fairly easily. Notice I didn't open the glove box first, okay? I took the screws off first because now it's going to still be supported by the upper hook, okay, the upper hook on top. And at this point, you can just open up the glove box. Okay, it should come right out, the whole thing. Okay, see, just like so, okay? All right, so we'll just set this aside for now and then get looking at the blower. Now, for those of you who watched my video on how to change the air filter, you could have just opened this up all the way without unscrewing it. But while you're here, if you're unsure of what is making the noise in your blower motor, what you can do is you can just take the filter out, okay? Take the filter cartridge out, okay, like so. Okay, very carefully. Okay, it's got dust and all this nasty stuff. And now you can actually take a little sneak peek, you know, into the blower motor, okay? So I would advise you before you're certain that the blower motor is going out, to just do this and just inspect the inside of it, okay? You can stick a camera here like I'm doing. You could feel around, okay? But basically, if you take a close look here at the hole, you can see whether or not something is hitting the blower motor fan, okay, and causing any kind of ticking sound or anything like that, okay? But yeah, this is a good vantage point to look at, okay? And for our case here, there is nothing, okay? There's no obstruction, there's no piece of paper that fell down through the glove compartment. So we actually have a problem with the blower motor itself. And now we're just gonna take the blower motor out, okay? So if you go all the way under now, okay, we can see the blower motor assembly, okay? It looked just like the aftermarket one that I just showed you. It's got a cable here and it's got 3 screws, okay? 1, 2, and on the other side, the far side here, 3, okay? These little bronze screws, and those are fairly easy to take out. Okay, so first unplug the cable, like so. And voila, okay? And take your flathead screwdriver and then undo the screws here. Now, you might notice that these screws have a pattern to it, like a Torx pattern. You actually don't need that, okay? Because they've been machined out for both Torx and flathead, okay? So all you really need to do is just take the screws out. Okay, it's actually pretty straightforward. All right, that's one right there. There's another one right here. Okay, and kind of support the blower motor when you take the third one out because now it's got the weight on it. Okay, but the third one is back here. So we're just gonna do that and you're gonna see the whole thing fall right down. Okay, and the blower motor just drops right down, okay? And here it is, voila. Voila, the blower motor. Now, one of the things I like to do is I wanna make sure that it was making noise like we thought it was. And if you kind of spin it around, it's got some resistance to it, okay? It's got some resistance. I don't know if you can really hear that, but it's not really moving that smoothly. There's like a scratchiness to it. You hear that? There's a scratchiness, okay? And that's the scratchiness, which is the wear that is causing that tick, tick, tick noise when we turn it on. Now, if you really want to check, what I've done is I've plugged the cable back in, okay? I plugged the cable back in and kind of keep clear of the fan, of the blower fan fin, okay? Don't touch it, and you can actually turn the fan back on and see if the noise is actually originating from the blower motor itself. Okay, and there it is, right? You hear that? Making this click, 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 scratchy noise, okay? Remember, be careful when you do this, okay? Don't get your finger caught in it. But yeah, there it is. Okay, so we know for a fact that the blower motor is bad, okay? We're gonna replace it. Let's take a look at these two blower motors side by side. Okay, we've got the new one on the right, okay, which is spinning pretty freely. Okay, the one on the left, which is the old one, okay? Only spins a little bit before it stops. Here, it keeps spinning, you see? Give a little twirl, see if there's any resistance, okay? Of course, this is a very high quality part. You know, this is Denso, okay, the original OEM part, and it has lasted for so long, right? So it's definitely high quality, but probably not worth it to buy a new OEM one. Okay, there goes Denso. I think this is probably the part number, but like I said, it's probably not worth it to buy an original one. You got the nice high quality aftermarket from TYC, okay? There's all the information right there. Okay, so yeah, everything fits, everything bolts on perfectly. If you just take a look at it, just do a quick inspection, they're nearly identical, right? Okay, so there's a little screw here, but I don't recommend you taking that out. This thing can't really be disassembled. Okay, even this fin thing here, the blower fin, has this weird looking nut here on top. You can't really take this out. You could probably do it, but you might break something. Okay, whereas the aftermarket one is just a normal little clamp and a nut of some kind. Actually, in this case, it's just a clamp with this little locking thing right here. So this one, we're done with it. Over 260,000 miles. Time for the new one. Okay, the installation of this is pretty straightforward. Okay, it's just the opposite of the removal. Okay, we see this little porthole right here. Okay, that's where the air actually comes out from. Okay, so we just match that up with that porthole, and then we line up the screw holes. Okay, so just pop in the new one like that. Okay, it's a perfect fit. Okay, and then just screw in our screws. So here's one of the screws. Okay, here's another of the screws in the back. Okay, and here's the third of the screws. Just hand tightening now, and I'm gonna screw it in with the screwdriver. Okay, but like I said, pretty simple job. Just 3 screws and you should be good to go. Okay, now remember when you torque this, don't over torque it, okay? Because this is all just plastic stuff. Okay, you don't want to over torque it and you know, destroy any of the plastic threads on the box. Okay, but we got that one here. And then we have this one over here. Just tighten it a little bit. Make sure it is snug, but not over torqued, okay? And then the last one right here, same thing. Snug, but not over torqued. Okay, and then pop the cable back in. Okay, exactly the same place where you pulled it from. Same spot. It should line up and fit perfectly. Okay, and if you want to try it out now, you can just try it out. So just turn on your fan. Just see if everything is moving, okay? Like I said, we open up this hole here. We can see the blower spinning around without any issue, okay? Okay, and there it is. It works, okay? It works great. Okay, we're gonna put the glove box back in. Okay, so there's a little hook here, okay? So don't forget there's a little hook here. You see this rubber grommet here? That goes on the inside of this gray piece right here. And as long as you can get it in there, it kind of stays on its own, all right? And then all you need to do is you need to pop this top part in, like so. Okay, you see? Okay, and then these tabs should naturally kind of line up with the holes that they're supposed to mount to, okay? Screw back our 8mm screws. Okay, we can see the tab here, right? And just hand thread it first. Okay, it should line up neatly because the tab, if you took a look at it when it was outside, it had 2 little prongs on it. Okay, and those 2 little prongs line up with 2 little prongs on this metal bracket here. Okay, so the 2 little holes line up, so it should all line up perfectly and mechanically. Okay, so here I'm just basically tightening it, hand tightening it. Okay, we don't really need to go crazy with the wrench, and this is good enough actually. Snug, okay, but don't break it because this is plastic. Okay, don't over torque that. Okay, likewise on the left side here. Okay, if you see that, you see you can kind of jiggle it around a little bit, but this tab should fit in nicely right there. The mounting hole should line up, and then you just take your screw, your bolt, and just hand tighten it in. And again, you don't need too much force. All you need to do is just hand tighten it. Okay, and once you've got that there, your glove should be good to go. Okay, don't break the plastic of the glove. Okay, at this point, check to make sure that the glove box is opening and closing properly and it's not snagging or anything like that. Put this undercover trim piece back on. Okay, so all you need to do is, again, line up this little prong here and that little prong here with those 2 brackets here, okay? Those little bracket holes. Okay, here's a tab hole right here, tab hole right here, and they're fairly large, so there's a lot of forgiveness. Okay, so here's one right here, here's one right there, so just line them up. Okay, line them up like so. Okay, I'm lining them up. Okay, and then on the outside here, line up the tabs. Okay, so remember, see there's a tab right here, tab down there. Okay, this one is this tab right here, the metal one. Okay, and then this one is that tab here, this metal one here. Okay, so just snap it into place. Okay, and that's it. Okay, one thing I forgot to do here, I forgot to put back in the air filter tray. That's easy to do. Okay, just open this up again. Okay, use that little trick I showed you. Just press on the tab here, okay, to release the glove box. Just do it on both sides. Okay, like so, okay. And we still have the big air cartridge gap here. Okay, so we'll just get our air filter and cartridge. Okay, and just put it right back in where it belongs. So we're just gonna slide it right back in. Okay, no harm, no foul. Okay, you could have done this earlier. I happen to forget, but you can do it at any time, okay? And we'll just put the glove box back in, like so. And turn on the fan and check out that airflow, okay? Check out that beautiful airflow. Nice and strong, and if you listen very carefully, not a lick of noise, okay? No tick, 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 tick. No funny noises or grinding noises, okay? No resistance from the blower motor at all. All right, and that's it. You're ready to enjoy all that airflow for the summertime. So if you found this video helpful, please like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Kelvin's Garage.